here we go. I'm really happy to be back in some Ixion. It's been a bit too long since I last streamed this, and I'm keen to get some stuff done today. I've just been looking around a little bit before kicking off, and there's a few concerning things I can see in the local system. One, we've mined out all of the iron near our station. So I think one of our first objectives is going to be to move the station closer to some iron. There's a few iron deposits over here that we're currently mining. There are some out here that have already been mined and are ready for delivery. There's also these ones here. So I think what I want to do is just see if I probe maybe this area here. If there's any more iron, I'll move in that direction. Otherwise, if there's more iron over here, which is there is, we'll move in this direction. That's one of the first things we need to do. A reminder, I'll go over a reminder of where we were last time once I've launched this group. So there's no sign of any iron over here. Is this something I can scan? It doesn't look like there's any iron over here at all. It's frustrating. Not frustrating, disappointed. Disappointed in the solar system. We do have a little bit of iron over here, mostly copper. Sorry, carbon. I always call it copper. It's mine here. Hey Zach C, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. We've just started. Hopefully a few more people will jump in a second. Hello everyone who's already watching. Thank you for joining. There's more iron over here too. I'll give a quick recap in a second. I just want to get this probe launched. We'll maybe check this out. Alright. So, we're in the second system at the moment. Last time we focused really heavily. Hey Miss Saps, how's it going? We focused really heavily on getting our iron production kind of pretty future-proofed. We have 3 smelters going at the moment with a room for a 4th one to be built at a later date when we need it. Hey Neil, how's it going? Good to see you. That's so good. Hello, At. Our biggest concern right now is food. Now that we've got iron production pretty solid, food is our biggest issue. So we've opened up Sector 3 here, and we just started building our first crop farms. I'm actually really unhappy with where I placed this crop farm. I've been looking at how to lay this out, and it's not going to look neat because of where I've put it. But I also don't want to deconstruct it and reconstruct it, so we're just going to have to go with it. That's our main priority. Other stuff I'm researching right now is we are working on colonization training centers. Once we have this researched, we'll be able to train colonists, which means we can complete the colonization objective that we have to complete. I've also queued up the self-welding and improvised repair protocols researches for the cargo ship and the mining ship. What they both do is they reduce, they increase the likeliness of the ship enduring dangerous weather conditions. It does not make the ship immune to dangerous weather conditions, but it just gives you a little bit of help there. I think there isn't one available for the science ships. We need to be aware of that. So that's what's happening there. In terms of the system, we have the Calypso. What is the Calypso doing right now? The Calypso is on its way back from Chevy 34. So let's send it over to Valiant 71 to work out what's going on over there. Let's unpause the game as well. What we're probably going to do at some point is move the Tycoon over to Fargo 39, where it's near all of these iron deposits. To do that, we're going to need 2.7 cycles of power in the ship. Now, we do not have that. Sector 1 has 1.7 cycles of power. Sector 2 has 1.2, and of course Sector 3 has none. So our secondary objective for the next little bit of time, once we've got our food production online, which will catapult up quite quickly once this crop farm is built, we will then start working on getting batteries rebuilt in places to remove batteries and just getting our batteries built. We may also look at picking up, I think there is a battery battery upgrade. Where are the batteries? I am blind, I can't see. There they are. No, that's cell housing. Yeah, battery tier 1. I think there is solid state batteries gets 10% more battery capacity. That might be worth grabbing at some point as well. I'll actually just queue that up so that if I forget to pick research, at least something is happening. I should get the recycling center. I want to get the recycling center, Zach. I know it's OP, but in order to get the recycling center, I also need to get the I need to get DLS centers built in every sector that I want to put a recycling center. And I'm just too tight on resources right now to do that, but it is a long-term goal. We are unfortunately still quite tight on iron. Remember the Calypso crew is nothing but imposters, and apparently the ship carries a large quantity of explosives, yes. And I've given them power armor. That's right, they're basically the closest thing we have to Space Marines right now, and they're from another dimension. So that could be fun. We've almost got enough metal being delivered here for the first crop farm to be built. Now, each crop farm requires 3 power and 4 workers, so we have to be really careful we don't expand the crop farms too quickly. At the same time, we want the crop farms to build reasonably quickly so that we can start getting off our reliance of insect farms, and I can start deleting these and free up space for another EVA airlock so that this becomes even more of a space-optimized sector. We're about to complete research into the Colonization Center, which is great. We're going to put the Colonization Center into this sector as we've got room for it. And that's going to start using those non-workers that we have on the station. They're going to be able to do something different. So this crop farm is now under construction. I'm actually going to queue a second one. We are low on food. We knew that was going to be an issue in this stream. That was a notification from the Tycoon. Oh, hey Sparrow, how's it going?
The ship has been destroyed by a space weather event.
Where did they fly through space weather? The Calypso was here, and I ordered it to fly to here. Where did it hit space weather? It was out of the space weather. It was right here. I don't understand. I don't understand what happened to the ship there. How did I just lose the science ship to space weather? Also, apparently that didn't trigger the dangers of space exploration. No, wait, they were here. They were at Chevy 34. No, I did that before, and then they were coming back this way. Oh, so that's the puppy in the background you can hear. I am actually tempted to reload the game to work out what happened there. What do we think? Does that constitute a reload to see what happened, or do I need to continue and just accept the fact that we randomly lost 5 scientists when they weren't flying through space weather? Because I remember I ordered the ship when it was here, nowhere near the space weather. Or did I misjudge it? Were they actually somewhere here and they clipped through the edge of the space cloud? I'm just going to check something. Because I haven't done very much, right? Current stream. Let's just load the other game and see where they were. Stream 2. I don't understand. There was no space weather. I'm really confused as to that. That's weird. All that had happened was I'd launched a probe and I'd constructed a crop field. So we'll just check. I must have had a brain like this is such a frost stream, isn't it? I've just started and also the game isn't loading. You just scroll back, it should not have gone through weather. Okay. Something's weird's happened. The game is also not loading. I think I'm gonna restart the game. Give me a second. This is such a great start. Happy New Year, everybody. Yeah, the game is totally crashed. Bear with me. It just crashed the desktop. Okay, let's relaunch Ixion and try that again. Awesome. You should be able to see it load now. Such a great start to the stream. To give Ixion credit, I have not ever had an issue with it crashing or not loading before. It's always been very stable. It could be that it's very hot today. It is currently 33 degrees where I am, and it is only going to get hotter. This is one of the hottest days we've got forecast. Australia is weird. If you've been traveling the world and stuff, where you live in a hot country, usually it gets hot around midday, but here it gets hottest around about 4 or 5 p.m. So I'm not looking forward to that. This could be pretty terrible. But yeah, the dog likes it. All right, let's load the game. And let's just see what's going on. So stream 2. Let's see if it actually loads. Maybe the save's corrupted. Oh, there, it's actually loading this time. So sorry about that. How's everybody doing? I hope you're doing well. It's nice to see everybody online again. Sorry about not getting a stream for Terra Victor this week, but that problem has been fixed. What is the new PSU? I'll need to dig out the stats of it. I pretty much just got a like-for-like replacement. It was a cheap one, because I'm intending to do a whole upgrade later on. But I did also pick up a Surge Protector. I currently use Streamlabs. It is a freemium streaming software. It is minimum configuration, which is good for me. So, let's just check this out. Here is the Calypso. No, okay, that was 100% on me. I assumed that this was the Calypso. I don't know what this is. There's no ship here. There's nothing here. But the the Calypso was here. So when I ordered it to go to Valiant 71, it had to fly through all of this. So there's your problem. Hey, Amy, no, I actually just had to restart the stream because the game crashed. So I did give a bad order. We'll send it to Deville 59. No, Deville 59 needs a colonization training center and a science ship, so we don't want to send it there. What I'll do is I'll order it to Falcon 74, and then we'll fly it on to Fargo 39. For some reason, I thought it was here. Anyway. Let's see what else is going on. So this is now back under construction, and I also need to launch that probe. Let's just get that launched, then we'll unpause the game. So I was looking at iron over here. There's an iron deposit here. We need to find more iron deposits quite urgently. There it is. Perfect. Iron and carbon. And we're going to move the Tycoon to Fargo 39 at some point as well. Alright, some close the game. Alright, back to it. Oh, I also want to queue up some technology. So what we're going to do is we're currently researching the Colonization Training Center, but I want to queue up self-welding, and I also want to queue up the improvised repair protocols research. Both of these will make the cargo ships and the mining ships survive better in bad weather. And I'm also going to go to the battery, which I need to find again, and I want to queue up solid-state batteries, which increases their power capacity by 10%, which is just a small buff, but it's nice. Okay, right, back to it. Oh, that's such a great start. I was like, I'm going to come into this, all my streams this year, I'm going to be way more concentrated, like way more focused, better concentration, and I just messed it up right from the start there. Which way around is this going to build? Looks like it's going to build this way. Cool. Okay, we're just waiting on more iron. We're okay for power right now. We're okay for workers at the moment. And we're just going to need to get off the reliability on insect farms. That's our first priority. Once we've built up a little bit of a food surplus, we're going to start building batteries. We're going to move the Tycoon, and we're going to start finishing off this system. I want to get into the next system this stream. So I need to get moving, basically. Also, I just want to reiterate, oh, that's a good idea. Upgrading engine speed is a really good idea. Let's get that queued up as well. We'll get the mining ship and cargo ship. Actually, I think I've already done the cargo ship. Yeah, I've already done the cargo ship engine speed, and I'm not too worried about the mining speed for the mining ships right now. Can I upgrade the Tycoon's movement speed? I can, yeah, here you go, EKP engine. Tycoon moves 10% faster. It's actually worth grabbing. And then we probably need to look at getting these all researched as well, so we can unlock the next tier of research. They are made to be broken in, you're right. Cool. Alright, that's the first crop farm under construction again, which is good. Everything's okay here. We are low on iron, but that is because the Tycoon is far away from our iron mines. And we're looking okay here as well. Food is going to be a problem. This is a meal cycle, so I think everyone is going to be fed this cycle. I think everything has 44 food. Everything has enough food, but when this meal cycle completes, we're going to be tight on food. We also now have a bigger drain on hull integrity because... I don't know if you called that, but that was just a reminder from Dolos that procreation is strictly forbidden. Okay, we've got our first crop farm up. So these are interesting. These produce food every... they produce one food every cycle, but you harvest every 8 cycles, I think. So they produce twice as much food, essentially, as an insect farm, but you get it in bulk. You end up needing a lot of food storage to maintain these, but they are better food production. Each crop farm can support 9 fields, so I'm going to do them in lines across the back of the ship here. I could do them in a square block of 9, but I think I can sneak another one in. It's a little bit awkward. I've been trying to plan out the best layout for these, but the layout tool that I've been linked to doesn't let you build buildings where I've built this crop. It doesn't let you put a building here. It lets you put it one space over. So it's actually been quite hard to get it to line up. I think I'm going to build a 3rd crop farm, and that'll do us for now. That's 2 built. And then we're going to start building batteries. So we need to get... If I check this again, we need 2.7 cycles. That feels like more than last time. 2.7 cycles to get the ship to Fargo 39. That's the Calypso almost here. Let's get it moving on to Valiant 71. Our team of doppelgangers. Cool. 10 per cycle. Okay, thanks, Zach.
A
10
probe
seconds.
has completed its scan.
Alright, let's have a look at what the iron situation from that scan was. That's pretty good. There's 2 iron deposits there. Let's see if we can just find another iron deposit in the area. Because we hopefully can sit here for a little while. There's a small iron deposit here. There's also water and carbon, so let's do that one. Okay, things are ticking along. Let's start getting some batteries built. Once this crop farm is online, we're going to get some batteries placed down. I just need to keep an eye on our water. At the moment, we are at a water deficit by the looks of it, but that's probably because these have just come online and currently they're not producing water.
Occurred in the tycoon.
Okay, we're on extra hours in Sector 3 now, so we do need some more workers here, but we do have a cryonic center that is on, but wait, why don't we have anyone in the stockpile? Let's just check our stock movement. Let me remind myself how I do that. Complete mind blank. It's the stockpile here. Okay, research. Cryonic pods Sector 3 should have max. Am I? Oh. I'm out of frozen people. That's never happened before. No, I've got 50 frozen people here. Okay. I'm out of popsicles, right? We need to go minimum, so they're moving over, and this needs to go minimum as well. I don't want to wake any up. No, I do want to wake some up here. No, we're optimal here. I don't want to wake anyone up in this sector. So I only want to be... Oh, I remember, because I had 100 here. That was causing a problem, because they were sad. So we'll say, let's leave 25 in Sector 2. Let's leave 25 in Sector 1, and then I just want 50 brought through to Sector 3. Okay. That should move some more people through. But of course, we can't wake anyone up until this has been repaired. So let's... This is now ready for... No, it's not quite ready for construction. We need 2 more iron to be brought over. I'm really keen to get further into the game. I've only made it to Sector 3, and that's when I decided to stream it, so I don't know anything about the third system, or what happens later on. So we'll be going into it pretty blind. I have completed this sector, but not very well. That's how I'll put it. I didn't do it very well. Yeah, we need to get some DLS facilities built soon as well, because that lets us put edicts into place in sectors, including recycling, which is a pretty important one. Okay, this is now online. Not quite online yet, but we've now got people being woken up in this sector again. We're not that far off, although actually building this will put us over. I might need to turn some other stuff off. But once this is built, I can, for example, turn off this stockpile because I won't need any more iron here. Okay, let's see. How's the probe ship doing? It's almost there. There's definitely a theme of... I do feel that's another accident in Sector 2. Doesn't need repairs, though. Okay. That's not a good stockpile to be damaged, however. Okay, food is being delivered into this sector, which is good. Every food stockpile, every dining hall has enough food right now, which is good. Research seems to have stopped because we're not getting any more research resource. We just got the ones that tick over automatically.
A probe has completed its scan.
Okay, there should be enough iron to keep us going for a little bit longer. That's a lot of carbon. There's obviously going to be materials in this area as well, but I don't want to reveal them because I don't want our ships flying in there until they've got protection against it. Although we're going to have to send the Calypso in here at some point. But I believe if it's a short jump, they're not too much of a risk, and if they stop at a planet, they're safe there, I think. I also know that the frost area here is less dangerous than this storm area here, which was a big problem for me the last time I played. Alright, how are we doing with iron? We just not have... Okay, we've got some iron being delivered, so we're now smelting it. Cool. The research center is also purging waste, which is why we're not getting any ticks. We're staying on top of hull integrity, which is nice. Our trust is at max as well. So really we just need to get some batteries built, get this food sorted, and we'll slowly move over.
The science ship has arrived at its destination.
Okay, let's remember we don't want to leave this. That was what caught us out last time. You can use a button to ignore resources. I'm not sure what you mean there, Zach. Okay. Summary of Intelligence Valiant 71. The planet Valiant is dead and devoid of activity of any kind. However, our scans have located the remains of a ship in orbit. The wreck of the UN warship Haizunga orbits Valiant 71. In a twist of fate, it seems that after hunting down Dola's survivors, it fell to something even more dangerous than itself. We have visual on a cluster of UN emergency cryopods drifting towards Valiant 71. If we don't interfere, they'll enter the planet's atmosphere and be incinerated. So it sounds like we're not actually that far behind the UN and the other ship. So our options are recover materials from the Huizinga. We cannot forgive the actions the Huizinga took against Dolos, and we will not attempt to recover its cryopods. Instead, we'll focus on stripping the wreck of any salvageable materials. 1 second, the dog wants out of the room. Oh yeah, I know what you mean, Zach. I've actually used that. I'll show you. I've used that elsewhere in the system. Okay. Attempt to recover the closest cryopods. We will attempt to recover only the closest cryopods to reduce any risk of endangering the Calypso and its crew. We'll attempt to cover all of the cryopods. Well, that seems like a mistake. The required maneuver is dangerous, but would allow the Calypso to recover all the cryopods before they enter the atmosphere. Or we can analyze the wreck. To be honest, I feel like prioritizing saving people is what we want to do. As much as I want to analyze this wreck, if I get the option to analyze it afterwards, that's great, but I don't want to miss out on the cryopods. Let's attempt to recover the closest cryopods and see what happens. I'm just waiting for this to build, and we'll get some batteries laid out. So yeah, just to show you, Zach, I have actually used the ignore resources option before because I've ignored resources up here. I use these resources to get my science ship to Chevy 34 without flying through the dust cloud, but I don't want any of my resource ships coming over here for this. How are we looking over here? Exactly what I thought, Crash Test. I was concerned about the fact that we are running out of cryopods, and I'm going to need a lot of workers to work in the farms. Here comes the last bits of metal for the farm. So what I'm going to do is disable this once they've been delivered, just in case it removes them from the delivery. Sector 2 and Sector 3 are getting people. Okay, and then we're going to turn that off. Is there an active cryo bay here? We actually don't need this to be running right now. I don't actually want there to be more people waking up in Sector 2, because there's enough jobs here. Alright, Mishaps, good to see you. I also feel like I should have clicked on Rescue All, but I just know, I promised not to let anyone die. And I really want to complete that promise. Okay, let's get some batteries built. We can now build colonization training centers, but it's quite a large building, a large footprint, so I can't place that down in Sector 1 yet. We will eventually do that. It's probably going to go somewhere in here once we can get rid of these food production facilities. For now, what we want to build are batteries. They're maintenance, aren't they? Yeah. So we're currently looking at how much power in the sector? 1.7 cycles. I need to get this to 3 cycles pretty much, so I'll do another set of batteries along here. And we'll let that build next. So how far away is this planet? It is 2.7 cycles away. The other option is we could also fly to Macar, but that is in the danger zone, and I don't want to do that like all at once. We're almost finished at Valiant 71 here. It does also unfortunately take us further away from this. Okay, summary of intelligence of the Calypso. As the Calypso was retrieving the cryopods, a volley of telluric bodies that were orbiting Valiant 71 hit the science ship. So, could that possibly be rounds of some weapon that were caught in orbit? Fortunately, no damage was done. The cryopods have been prepared for extraction. So the ship took a hit. And that's the only thing we can do. We got the cryopods and that's it. Alright. Well, that's a bit of a shame. We can't get anything else from there. But we got 25 more cryopods, so that's something, I suppose. I think our next step is we need to head to Macar. How's this going? Okay, we've already got most of this ready to go. We could get a battery queued up here as well. We'll have to look for that and see if there's a way that minimizes damage. I'm not sure if there will be. Now, where do I want to put this battery? Let's start putting them along the back here. I've got 2 here. I can put 1 here, but that blocks off this whole way. I'll start putting them back here. In terms of a route that minimizes damage to the Tycoon, if I'm flying from Fargo 39, that's a pretty straight shot to Macar. The border where this storm starts is kind of hard to see, but I think it's along this line here. It could actually come all the way out to here. The other option is we get to Deville 59 and move in this way, but I think this is a shorter haul. The Tycoon cannot be ordered to any of these mining locations, unfortunately. The other option is we go from Valiant 71, actually. But I think this is a shorter distance. We can find out. Yeah, I think it's this border here, Neil. I think you're right. I think this border here denotes where the bad weather is. This is just in the corona of the sun or something. So we should be safe. I could do that, Amy, but I believe that if there later in the game there will be fires, and if I don't have a road going to the building, the fire brigade will not be able to go there to put the fire out. So it is a little bit risky to do that. You also have to research the fire people, fire putter outer people, the fire brigade. Okay, so this battery is done. We'll wait for it to charge up before we find out how much we have. Also, while we're at it, if I wanted to build an external solar panel, our next solar panel will cost us 75 and 3. I think it's worth getting that built. There is research. There is Tycoon Hull research, but I don't have access to any of it yet. But that will be 20% less damage from impacts. Hull deterioration while moving is reduced by 10%, and hull deterioration is reduced by moving by 20%. But I can't unlock any of these yet, unfortunately. We are getting the engine upgrade right now, though, which will mean we'll need less power to make it to where we're going once it's complete. So I just want to wait. I want to let this charge before I build my next battery. This battery here is... where is it? Is under construction. And we're now back up to optimal crew here. So I will like to turn this back on. We need to get something in this sector to make people happy because they're super neutral right now. So +2 from living in optimized quarters, +1 from hull integrity being over 25%, -1 from the death of Earth, -1 from leaving home behind, -1 from discovering the fate of the Pythagoras. So really, this system, this area needs an alternative life center, or alternatively, I could put a DLS center in here, which costs a lot less. Ooh, look at that. That fits in really nicely there, but I do want a road in that bit. I could also fit it in here, potentially. I want to get a DLS center built here, and I'll show you why. If I put this... where am I going to put it? Let's put it here for now with space for a road behind it. There's a reason this is good. We also... oh, we need to get a microchip in here. It's annoying. I'll need to build another maintenance for chips. I'll just put it here for the moment. We'll have to move it later. What if you try to route a ship inside that border you pointed out? I honestly don't want to take the risk until I have to, because I don't want to lose the ships. That's my main concern. We're got a little bit of a food situation right now, but I think that's because we've just had a meal cycle. Let's check on... we need to move our... oh, here you go, Neil. We're going to move the Calypso to Macar. So let's see at what point it notices that the weather is bad. Exactly, Zach. I was going to reveal that on stream, but yes, that is what it does. And also it costs a lot less than an alternative life center. It costs 35 metal rather than 75. Could also point right, could it? Oh. I could actually... hang on. You're saying it's the same width as the BLTs. What's the BLT? Product Center, the Insect Farm. What are you meaning is a BLT? Point right. Because I can cancel this right now. It's not really finished yet. It's the same width as the building to the left. So you could... ah, yes. Yeah, you're right. I'll do that. The same width as the maintenance center. That's what you mean. Yeah, we have time to fix that.
An accident has occurred in the Tatra.
5 crew members were injured. Oh well. Them's the breaks. It's not quite the same width. No, it's not the same width as the maintenance center. It's one wider. And it's the same width as this building, though. I see what you're getting at. Yes, I could put it here, and I could have 2 maintenance facilities here, and they would take up the same space. Okay, let's do that. We just need a road. It's a good catch. We're going to end up with a space here, unfortunately, but the game is made to annoy you that way. I see what you mean, Neil. Yeah, we could try and get something. Well, look, the ship hasn't actually got any form of red flag saying it's moving through dangerous weather. There's nothing saying it's moving through dangerous weather. I don't know what happened to the Calypso. What if it clipped this last time when I clicked it? I just don't know. It was maybe a bit further on before I redid it. But anyway, we've made it to Macar without any issues, so I don't understand what's going on.
A science ship has arrived at its destination.
Probe centers detect traces of a Dolos EKP signature near Macar. Tracking its trajectory, it appears to have entered the planet's atmosphere. Coordinates of a potential crash site have been established. The planet's surface temperature is extremely low. Reaching the crash site, the Calypso's team found the remains of a science ship frozen in ice. So we can thaw the ice by venting the Calypso's fuel cells. We can drill through the ice and investigate the wreck using a boroscope, or we can set up excavation equipment. This is always the safest option, I feel, when we actually spend resources. And we have the resources now to actually do this. So I'm going to set up excavation equipment, and I'm going to use... we'll use Santa's sleigh, because it's actually not doing anything right now to transport that over. Yeah, I think Zach's hit the nail on the head there. This is bad weather, but not as bad as this weather. And I think while the ship is in orbit of a planet, it doesn't take damage, or have a risk to taking damage. Okay, so let's set up a... We're on extra hours here, but we won't be for very long. Let me just unpause the game, pause the game, and then we'll just set up an electronics. We just want one electronics here. And we need to turn down, because Sector 1 is holding all of our electronics right now, so let's set that to 20. And that means we should get electronics being delivered to Sector 3. Yes? How much electronics do we have? We have 4. Oh, because I just spent a whole ton. I spent a whole ton on the hull, which has been built. So we have 2 in stock right now, and 2 of them are here. So I just need to reduce the restricted amount. It's in Sector 1. We'll just say Sector 1 needs to hold on to 1 electronics. And now we're moving that one, reversing that 1 electronics over to Sector 3. Cool. No explosives. Explosives are a last resort or never picked option, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, batteries. We're currently sitting at 2.2 cycles of power here and 1.9 cycles of power here, so we definitely need another battery in this sector. So let's get that constructed. I want to get the ship moving, and these are always a good investment because we're always going to need batteries eventually. So let me just check again. In order to make it to Fargo 39, we need 2.7 cycles. So we're going to need another battery in this sector as well. But I'll just build one at a time. And I want to get this DLS center online so that everyone in here is happy. How are we doing for housing here? Sector 2 is low on food. Fusion station has been disabled in Sector 3. Annoying. We have a harvest happening here in 1.1 cycles. You can also early harvest, but you get minus 30% on your return. There's got to be an achievement, right? There definitely has to be. Okay, I'm going to turn this off because we don't need it. Okay, Sector 2 has people starving. So we really do need to get on top of this food situation. We probably need to build another crop farm. People are okay to starve for 1 meal cycle. If they starve for another meal cycle, we're in really big trouble. But this is going to produce a lot of food in half a cycle. And that should top up our stocks enough that I can then start increasing the size of it and bringing more people online. We're at a real crux tipping point in terms of food right now. This is where I lost my first playthrough, was I didn't pivot on food fast enough. You really, really need to, like, exponentiate. Is that a word? No, it's not. Exponentially increase your food production quite quickly when you get to this point in the game, because you just don't have the real estate to set up this many insect farms. I could also build an insect farm in this region to try and counteract that, but I'm hoping that the food production we're going to get from here will be enough. Let me just check. So we're saying keep a max of 10 food here. Yeah, okay. We need 15 food total for this sector, so let's just tell them to hold 15 food in sector. And now we're producing 50 odd food from these farms. And that will just fly out across the station, hopefully. It looks like our metal is being, we're a bit slow on metal delivery right now. We also just sent metal off to this space station. Yeah, there is an efficiency for food transportation, because it just takes time. What I ideally want to do is set up 2 food maintenance facilities, one of them right next to the farm, and then another one near the exit over here. And what will happen is the other one over by the exit will act as a spillover, and that will make the food transportation faster, but right now I don't have time for that. Eventually, in the far distant future, we'll be able to research transport drones, which will help that problem a lot more. They'll be able to carry a lot more food. But there are food delivery, there are inefficiencies in the transportation of food. We need to make sure we've got 30 food in here before the next meal cycle, which we should be able to do now that the farm is produced. Once we've got our batteries done, I'm going to start expanding the farms again. Yeah, these guys are angry because more than 5% of the population are starving. So we need 44 food. So this food hall is actually almost at max capacity as well. But as long as this gets up to 44 food before our next food cycle, these are all still producing food as well. I'm not deleting them yet. We are currently out of alloy, but that is because I am building this facility over here. And people are just having to fly a long time to get to metal. We've actually already almost emptied this metal repository. Is there any more metal over here? Okay, I've just found a big iron deposit straight away, so we're going to mine that out. In terms of batteries, we're just waiting on batteries and metal, really. I maybe built this a little bit too early, because this DLS center isn't ready yet. I can't remember what the equivalent of this in Frostpunk was, but there was a place, it was the thing that lets you select like doctrines for your people. Yeah. Alright, Spar. Maybe I'm being a little bit too callous about the the current situation that my crew find themselves in. We could potentially disassemble this cryonics center because I don't really need to make more people in this sector, and I could move them in from other sectors in the future. That would actually free up a lot of space for us. I'm going to dismantle it. Which means I can also change this stockpile to something else. Policies, thank you. That is the word I need. Policies is indeed what I'm thinking of. Okay, let's just check on the science ship. 0.4 cycles left on that. Cool. But yeah, we've mined out this part of the system, really. There's iron out here and iron out here. Putting us in Fiber 39 will centrally locate us a lot better. That might be the DLS center online. Nope. Well, that's a new probe being built, is what that noise means. And we have had an iron delivery as well, which is great. No, we haven't actually. We're sitting under the max.
The ship team has completed a task.
Macar, Ice and Fire. That feels like a reference to me. Let's see what they're saying. All usable components from the wreckage have been conditioned and prepared for extraction. The Calypso team was able to recover data from the revealed cause of the cause of the science ship's crash, named the Aimer Place. The ship belonged to the second-generation Taurus-class superstructure known as the Protagoras. Following some sort of attack by the Etumananki, a UN ship, the Aimer Place attempted an emergency landing on Macar. Coming in too fast, it was completely vaporized, almost completely vaporized on impact. The crew manifest has been recovered. We can now unlock the high-quality lubricants upgrade. So we now research high-quality lubricants upgrade for the workshop. We have 45, what are these called again? These are polymers. And 45 research. 45 research is very nice. Leave the planet. So we're just going to collect that research, and then we'll the science, and we'll move on to Travert 8. That was a pretty good...
A new request. Administrator, we have collected and analyzed enough data to locate the Protagoras on the planetary system map via probe scan.
Cool. So we confirmed the Protagoras is still in system. Let's see if we can find it. So what we're looking for, once we close the transmission, is we're looking for an object-related point of interest. Nothing over here. Oh, this... somewhere over here. Found it. Protagoras is right here. So we're going to find our sister ship. See what's happened to it. Judging by the fact that there is debris across the whole system of multiple Dola ships being destroyed. Okay, that's the standard for an engine upgrade research. This is now going to 2.5 cycles. I didn't really speed us up that much. Let's go back into the ship. This is now building. This is under construction. We need to get another battery built here. We're getting there. We are getting there. Okay, everyone's eating, so we just had a meal cycle. We managed to feed the starving people in Sector 2, which is good. Once I've got this DLS center online, I'm going to add in... Oh. Administrator, the novelty of eating crops grown in space delights the crew. Even if purely perceptual, the turning of the ordinary into the extraordinary can have a profound effect on judgment, elevating the almost otherwise humble to the sublime. Okay. Plus 10% trust bonus. Awesome. People are happy because they're not eating insects anymore. You gotta give the people what they want. I felt so disingenuous saying that. Okay, what is going on with people? Why are people not being delivered to Sector 3?
The probe has completed its scan.
Oh, I see. Sector 2 is,
An accident has occurred in the Tycoon.
Okay. We've had an accident at this iron facility. That's fine. New probe has been built. DLS center is underway. This battery is charging. Let's get another farm. No, we're still at extra hours. I need to get our workers up a little bit higher. That's right. There is a research for the farms, isn't there? Accelerated growth. Yes, let's get this under research. Good shout. What do we want to queue up at next, actually? Let's just get some stuff queued up. This is why we need to move the ship crash, because we need to get closer to iron production. I've got farm going. We need to get all of these researched. Legend of Strengthening Center, Cell Housing, Mushroom Wall, Fire Station, Waste Treatment Center. So I'm going to get the Waste Treatment Center researching next. Then we're going to move on to the Fire Station, then the Mushroom Wall, then the Cell Housing, and then the Legislative. I'm just going to have these ticking over in the background until something more important comes up I need to jump in and do instead. There will be something. So metal, hull integrity is slipping, you are right. We do have metal production underway. It's just taking a long time for our supply ships to bring iron back to the station. If I just check our fleet situation, they are still prioritizing iron over anything else. So the Mule is 100% prioritizing iron. And the Mimsbur is also prioritizing iron. Santa's Sleigh is not. Arch is 100% a water delivery ship. Oh, that was weird. Okay, we just built our first DLS center. So now we can instigate policies. And the first policy we're going to instigate is a free one. So there's a few in here. You do them by sector. So we've got propaganda, food, working hours, death, waste, starving population, infirmaries, and cryopod awakening. So under propaganda, we can have normal propaganda or intense propaganda. This is free, and it just gives us +1 stability. So we're going to just grab that right now. Under food, we can have restricted food, which gives us -1 stability but food feeds 60 people instead of 10. Normal or generous, which means we get more stability for feeding more people. It prioritizes silicon, but there is no silicon to mine right now. So it's not picking any silicon up, it's going to get iron. I'll check that again, but that's how it should be. Normal working hours, we can go for 25% fewer workers, but less stability, or more workers, but more stability. We can recycle bodies into waste, which we can then turn into resources, but we can't do that yet because we haven't got a waste recycling policy, and we also don't have a recycling center, so at the moment we're disposing of corpses. Waste, we can recycle waste. The most annoying thing about this is it gives negative stability. Hey Ryan, how's it going? The most annoying thing about waste is you get a negative to stability just for recycling waste, which I think is a sad thing. Starving population, you can force them to work when they're starving. Infirmaries, you can increase your capacity in your infirmaries, and cryopod awakening, you can force them to only wake workers up, but that's -3 stability. Sector 2 and Sector 1 I can't do anything in, but this will now make Sector 3 happy, which will counteract the fact they're working extra hours a little bit. Yeah, we're going to move this ship as soon as we can, but we need more battery power before we can do it, which is going to cost iron. So I just need to slow down my building. Here is the Minimus burner. It is going to pick this iron up here. So the Minimus burner is prioritizing silicon and cryo, but if you look up here, there are no silicon resources available for capture, so it is going to go and get iron as in this next thing. I guess that's what it is currently ragged name. Nobody does want to collect space garbage. But to be honest, the place they're living in, I mean, these are the luxury homes, and it's pretty Kowloon Walled City to me. I mean, someone has a plant. That's really nice, and look, there's space shorts there. It's not as bad as the old living quarters, but we're gonna get to Macar as soon as we can. Okay. We've got a stockpile of 36 alloys right now. We need to wait for them. They are being used to repair the hull. We are currently at 2.2 power here, so we need to build one more battery in the sector. I'm going to wait until the hull integrity is probably back up to about 600, or maybe 500. Oh, probe has completed its scan and found a new point of interest. Oh, I haven't ordered this ship to move yet. Let's do that. Calypso moves here. So here's the Protagoras. Our probe has succeeded in locating the Protagoras. Visual reveal that the Dola station is encased in ice. It is not transmitting signals. So it sounds like the Protagoras might be dead. Which isn't a good situation. We also need to get our colonization training center online so that we can start training colonists. So I need to start freeing up some room in this sector. I need to delete probably 6. I probably need to delete 6. No, I think I can get away with deleting. No, I need to delete 1, 2. I need to delete 6 of these, which is a lot. Accelerated growth has been unlocked, so this will increase our food production from our farms by 10%, which is nice. We're back to optimal conditions here as well. I'm going to build another farm. I'm probably going to stick on that for a while. We need to start building up food stockpile. We need to have enough food that we're going to be able to get through a feeding cycle without any issues. What's this up to now? It's up to 40. When it hits 500, we're going to build another battery. We actually have an alloy stockpile here. So I'm actually going to get that battery building now. I want to get us moving sooner rather than later. Cool, that farm just exploded in front of my face.
A science ship has arrived at its destination.
Okay, we've arrived at Tatra V8. Tatra V8. Our probe has detected an electromagnetic signature from an operational Dolos device. It appears to be an unidentified cargo ship navigating among the hydrogen and helium clouds of Tatra V8. It is not responding to communication attempts. I should increase morale before I discover the ship. Morale's pretty high, isn't it? Extremely violent hurricanes move through the atmosphere of Tatra V8. We are having difficulty maneuvering and fear we will be struck by lightning at any moment. We have successfully located the cargo ship. It does not seem to have noticed our presence. So I've got 2 options. I can get close to our cargo ship, which means we need to get further into the dangerous part of the station, or we can hail it. The Calypso team will scan through different communication frequencies, beginning with those commonly used by Dolos, and try to contact the crew. I feel like trying to contact the crew is the safer option. We're going to pick that. Morale is currently at max. Everyone is happy. We're at plus 2.9% trust. Every sector is happy. So I think we're okay there. I don't think we need to worry too much about morale. We are producing alloys. Things are looking okay. Things are actually looking okay right now. We just need to get the Dolos moved. That's our priority right now. You want me to leave? I want the science, that's the thing. Alright, notifications. One crew member died. Insect farm has been disabled. Yeah, we'll clear all this. I want to get us over to... How far is it to Macar? 2.8 seconds. We could just fly straight to Macar. Because there's more iron. I think I detected more iron in the dust. Yeah, there's a big iron deposit here, for example. I think that's where we're going to go. Food's looking alright. Hull integrity is not supreme. Oh, we're on. Why we're on extra hours here? Because people are injured. That's why we're on extra hours. We are a little bit under. I think we'll just have to leave it on extra hours because those people will recover pretty soon. And we'll be back. We've got off extra hours. This battery is done. We're at, what's the power here? 2.5. So we need one more battery here is this. I bet something like this is not a place of honor is scrolled on the Protagoras walls. Probably. Who knows what the UN did to it. Okay, we've got another crop completion. I like how organized your tycoon is. Mine generates pretty quickly as, okay, can I shove this building here? I planned this pretty hard before I started the stream originally. I was like, Sector 1's going to be space, Sector 2 is going to be metal, Sector 3 is going to be food. But I haven't planned further than that, because I don't actually know what I'm going to be unlocking next. Our next aim is to get another EVA bay here. To get 3 EVA bays in the sector to further... This is a space specialized sector, and I want to continue specializing in space. I've got a feeling that with this battery online, we're going to hit 2.8 power here. So next we're going to build a battery in the sector here.
Team has completed a task.
A comms link to the cargo ship was established, but the Calypso's crew received nothing except white noise in response to their hails. So now I can do one of 2 things. I can board the cargo ship, or I can ram the cargo ship to force an emergency landing. The Calypso will ram the cargo ship, aiming for its EKP thrusters. They should force it to land on the solid core of Tatra V8. That seems like the dumbest thing I could order a science crew to do. So I guess we're going to board the ship. Fingers crossed nobody dies here. You get 25 hull damage in the storm. Okay. We'll keep that in mind for the Tycoon. We'll make sure the hull integrity is very high before we move out. Okay, food is looking alright. Sector 2 is low on food right now, but we just had a meal cycle and there's lots of food coming in. We're now producing... Well, actually, we're producing nothing right now because we're dealing with waste. It's purging waste. We'll definitely want to get a waste facility in this sector at some point. But you can see how much food these produce. They produce so much. How are we doing for housing here? Sector, we've got enough housing for 160 people. We should have people not... Oh yeah, Sector 3 has people unhomed. So I do need to build another... This is the problem with this game. It's just constantly like, oh, I need to build this, I need to build this, I need to build this. We'll build another house here. Next up, we need to build another battery in this sector here. So we're at 2.8 power here, like bang on. It's a little bit concerning that we might get a power outage. But if we're looking bad, I think I'll just turn off the copper factory while we're flying, and that will be fine. We need to get to 2.8 here. We're at 2.5 right now, so this should be easy. Do interdimensional replicants count as people for casualty count? I'm not sure. It may be a little bit of a hack we've got, that we have people from another dimension flying that ship. For those that don't know, we had a weird event trigger where all the crew of that ship got replaced with doppelgangers. But they claimed they'd always been on the ships. They must have come from another dimension. That's the only explanation I have. Alright, Tatra V8 is almost done. Let's find out if we lose the crew.
The probe has completed its scan.
Oh, that wasn't a very good scan, was it? So once this battery is done, and this is done, we will build a battery here.
Team has completed a task.
You're 20 minutes combined, and these comments are interesting. Boarding of the cargo ship was successful. Inside, the team found a PA piloting the ship. No crew. Oh, Naomi Protocol. Time to try and decipher whatever this says. Ugh. I think someone has done a translation of all of these, and it was a lot of fun in the first stream to try and diagnose that first one. But let me see if I can quickly find it. Naomi Protocol translations. See if we can grab this, because I'm really curious. Okay, someone has done it on Reddit. They've got a translation of them all. Oh, but they've just kind of thrown them all up. No, this is not translations. Okay, I can't find translations of them, sadly. No, there's very little. At least my Google Foo is failing me. There's one thread on our Ixion, but I don't think it's what we're looking for, because this is just the Rot 13. This is something else, and I don't want to get the spoiler for it. Let's see what chat is saying. Just skulls. I rolled a 1 on the iron deposit. I really did, didn't I? I'm going to screenshot this for later. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, I've taken a screenshot. Let's interrogate the PA, because actually taking Naomi protocol options are very interesting. Our team will try to extract information from the PA about their origins and intentions. What are they doing here? It's pretty tough. I think the first word is this. Because the first one was Rot 13. Let's hit the protocol. That's going to take a couple of cycles to get through. This is what makes this game so interesting, is this kind of weird meta physical stuff that's going on. Okay, food is ticking over. We've got this battery has not started construction yet. This housing estate is still under construction. We're producing iron. We've got a stockpile of iron here to keep these supplied. So if I turn off this factory, we've got 2.9 cycles worth of power, which is perfect. I just need to remember that I've turned that off. Cargo ship's delivering iron. That's fantastic. Taking a quick drink there. Oh, it's the. Okay. Thank you for trying, Amy. I really appreciate it. The other thing we need is a closer water supply as well for our farms. Yeah, we need to get ourselves over to Fargo, though I might just move us to Macar, if I'm being completely honest. Now, we'll move to Fargo and then we'll move to Macar. Unless I've got enough powers to get us straight to Macar, because I've got a feeling we're going to need to go to the Protagoras at some point. What I really want to do is I want to free up space in this sector to build the colonization center. But if I free up, we need... so these produce 1 food per cycle. So 6 of these produces 6 food per cycle. So I'll be losing 6 food per cycle from my food production. Now 1 farm produces 1.3 food per cycle. So it's what? Probably need a couple more farms before I can get rid of these farms. What I could do is after the next meal cycle, turn these off and see what happens. If we don't manage to feed everybody, in fact, the meal cycle just happened. So I'm going to turn these off. And let's see if we have enough food to feed everybody with these not active.
Team has completed a task.
The Protagoras was hunted by the Etemenanaki. The UN was ruthless and systematically investigated all areas of space they needed the Protagoras to operate in. A key part of their plan involved infiltrating Dolos from the inside and sowing dissent among the Protagoras crew. A mutiny forced the Protagoras to stop in the system for longer than planned. The rebels gained access to a command terminal and transmitted the Protagoras' exact coordinates to the Etemenanaki. That's when my parents put me in this body and left me here to play with the wind forever. So they made their kid a PA and put it in the ship. And he's just flying around the planet. Unaware, probably, of what's happened to his parents. Oh, there's the musical sting we need. That's really sad. I'm just taking that in. Ooh. I don't want to recover the cargo ship. Can I just leave? I want to leave the kid. The PA will be programmed to fly the cargo ship back to the Tycoon and will then be disconnected. I don't want to do that. If I X out, will he just stay there forever? I don't want to do this. I don't need the cargo ship. Yeah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to take the ship. By the way, for future reference, this is the button you click on to leave a science thing and not have an end. Like, I now order the clips to go elsewhere. You think it's better we take the kid? But he's going to be reprogrammed, Crash Test. The ship will be programmed to fly the cargo ship back to the Tycoon and then be disconnected. He's going to die. Are we just going to assume that we're going to plug him in somewhere and he's going to be okay? Because the disconnected bit to me is the final note. Okay. Take care of the kid. Leaving the kid alone will doom him to a life of loneliness, something humans can die from. Alright, chat. I'm going to bring the cargo ship back to the Tycoon. He'll join us on our journey to wherever we end up. It's actually giving me goosebumps. That was a really sad event. Ah. The kid is dead either way. That's a good point. It sounds like it's not a very nice process being turned into a PA anyway. I'm just watching food right now. If we can produce enough food with these 6 insect farms turned off, we can get the colonization center online. Oh cool, this battery is under construction, so we can actually build a new battery in... I'll wait for this building to be finished. It opens up options later? Okay. Well, that's another bonus. If you look at it as saving the kid, then there's absolutely no question. Okay? But if we're like discounting the kid and just stucking him in a like throwing him into a storage locker and forgetting about him and just leaving him turned off, I think that's really sad. Also, those parents, that's like, you know, the people handing their kids to soldiers and stuff last moment. Like, ugh. Okay, Sector 1 is now fed. We're just waiting on Sector 2 to be fed. I think we'll be okay. We need 10 more food in
in 2.3 cycles. I think we'll be alright. Should put him to rest? Yeah. It should just be done properly. I'm really worried about what we're going to find when we get to the Protagoras, which is the next stop for our science ship, by the way. Or maybe we'll leave it until we've got 30 colonists trained. Okay, batteries are done here. This is almost finished. I'm just waiting for this to be built before I queue up a battery. Where are we going to put the batteries? I could put them here, because this isn't going to change, I don't think. I can only get one there, though. Let's maybe put them here in a line. So I'm not going to actually queue it up yet. I'm just going to have it placed until this is being built. There's a chance we could do something for him. Yeah, you're right. When technology advances, and it's better than being lost on a planet forever. Like, he seemed to be happy playing in the winds, but it's still pretty tragic. Okay, we still need food for Sector 2. Well, my theory is Naomi might be the Tycoon's AI. And that's why the Naomi protocol keeps showing up with special extra options, because it's kind of aware of what we should be doing. I don't know. But the Naomi protocol has always gotten us something interesting when we picked it. We don't know what our PA is called. It's just called the Tycoon PA when it pops up to talk to us. Okay, that's under construction, so now we can start construction on the battery. The battery, I should say. Exactly, that's a very good question, Curly Ragname. Who is the Tycoon's AI? Okay, we've got enough food in Sector 1. I'm still waiting on food. Oh, it's a meal cycle. Sector 2 is going to starve. They're 4 food off. If I get one more farm built...
Completed a task.
The cargo ship is on its way to Tycoon. New cargo ship repatriated. It is called the Neshmet. Its name is Eden. That's right, it does have a name, Neil. So we've now got the Neshmet. I think we can assign it to... Oh, hang on, let's pause the game. I think we can assign it to Cargo Bay 3. Yeah, we can. Okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to unassign the Zealot and assign the Neshmet here. And then we're going to assign the Zealot to... Where is the Zealot? Oh, wait. Does Cargo Bay 3... Yeah, here we go. I will assign the... Wait, oh, that's construction. Yeah. Wait, did I just queue up a cargo ship? I did. No, there's an Neshmet there. Dismantling mining ship Delit. No, I don't want you to do that. Crap. Oh no, oh no! What have I done? What have I done? Oh, I've made a huge mistake. I've made a huge mistake. When was the last autosave? 12:56 p.m. Oh, that was 10 minutes ago. Oh, I can't cancel this mantle. I have to go back 10 minutes. I can't do this. Like, after all of that, I can't do this. I'm gonna have to go back. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm gonna have to go back to the autosave. I did not mean to do that. I did not mean to do that. We are not dismantling that ship. It's too important to humanities. I'm too sentimental. I'm far too sentimental. We haven't lost that much. We really haven't lost that much. Sorry, everybody. Hey, at least I'm invested in the game, right? At least this is like, okay. So how far back are we? These are turned off, so we're not that far back. This is about to be under construction. This one is okay. We're really not that far back at all. What's going on in the solar system? It's bad. The Betty Hill theme is copyrighted. Okay, I think. Yeah, okay, so we're recovering the cargo ship and just getting the PA. Okay, this is where we were. We're back where we were. Yeah, I love it when there's no confirmation pop-up. So what I'm going to do ahead of time is, it's this button here, the one on the left that says unassign, not the bit on the left that says dismantle. I'm going to click unassign, and then I'm going to move it over to here, where we will have the Zealot available, and then I can add whatever the ship is going to be called, to here. It's the best to be worth making it as a short. Okay, we also know we're gonna. We also secretly know we're gonna end up starving Sector 2. So let's turn 2 of these back on for now, and we need to build another farm before we can actually construct. We actually to demolish them. So we've got a little bit of future sight. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I did that. I really can't believe I did that. Okay, so once this battery's done, which it is, we'll wait for this to be finished construction. We'll build another battery. Deja vu. My command was like, dismantle. Ugh. Okay, so we've got 3.3 power here, 2.7 power here already. So we just need to get a couple of batteries built here, and we're ready to move the Tycoon. Having the 3 smelters is definitely paying off in the long term. What are we researching right now? Legend of Strengthening Center. Provides +2 stability while the stability of a sector is below 0. Interesting building. Yeah, FTL travel implies time travel. Tycoon can save scum. I'm not sure if FTL in this instance does, because you're maybe moving from one point to another instantaneously through another dimension with the way we're traveling, because we're going to, what is it called, self-similar space? It could also be that every time we jump, we fracture reality into hundreds of new realities, like universes. I'm just waiting for this building to be built. Everyone's happy. Conditions are optimal. I guess it's the name, Neil, because if it is specifically faster than light travel, then you're moving faster than the speed of light. But if it's like wormhole travel or something, then maybe you don't have that implication. Legends of Strengthening Center sounds like Riot Cops, doesn't it just? I mean, I love how we're just here with our extreme propaganda, which also shows what looks like. Oh no, he looks like a welder actually. He doesn't look like a Riot Cop. Also, we just take a second. How depressing are all of these images? They're so depressing.
A science ship team has completed
Okay.
their task.
We now have the cargo ship. This time it is called the Elder Miner, which is a cool name. I wonder what that's a reference to. And now what we're going to do is we're going to click here, we're going to click on Available, and we're going to assign it. And it is now assigned. And now we can go into our fleet operations, and I'm going to tell it
An
that
accident has occurred in
you
the Tycoon.
mine metal, and when there's no metal available, you get silicon, and you get cryo people, and you also get polymers. But these are low priority for you. Okay. Social media. Where was that accident? Okay, let's it's now here's the question. Do I move the Calypso to Protagoras, or do I send it to Deville 59? If I send it to Deville 59, we need to start building the colony. If I go to Protagoras, we're going to start ending the session. I think we're going to send it to Deville and get this chain events done, which means getting okay, well, we've got people starving in Sector 2. So that experiment didn't work. That's because the farm broke down before it harvested. That's why that happened. Okay, let's power these back up again, but I know if I build one more farm, we can replace them. But I need them to be producing food right now. Yeah, that's the worrying. The phrasing is very concerning. What I probably need is another crop farm. Rather than expanding this one, getting a second one online will allow me to have 2 points of failure rather than 1. Because the issue is that when I have 1 point of failure for farming. I think we're doing okay on ice. We have a lot of ice. We have 98 stockpiled. We'll get one built. Technology Strengthening Center has been... Legislative Strengthening Center has been researched. We're now working on... nothing. Because my cube got deleted, which is interesting. Is there anything internal I'm looking to look up here? Larger resource storage. Workshops now automatically repair buildings. Yeah, I'm not really worried too much about that. Self-welding didn't get researched, and now they did improvise repair protocols, so let's get those on the go. Oh, is it? Neil, I didn't know that. So that's really interesting. Why is there food here? Someone found food. Oh, that cargo ship must have had food on it. cargo ship had food on it. Yeah, I have a lot of water right now. I'm pretty happy with water. But I think getting a second farm up and running rather than more fields is my next objective. We also need to get these batteries built. They are very high. Because once we can move this facility, we can move the facility. This is what I mean about food. It's such a delicate balance because I need to get rid of these insect farms. They're taking up way too much space. But the amount of resources required to expanding my crop farms is so high that I can't do it too quickly. The cook for the Norse gods.
The science ship has arrived at its destination.
All right. So I wanna get advanced infrastructure online, but that's gonna take a while.
You can implement a new
Actually,
policy.
maybe we'll just. So this is a lot of resources. I know that getting this built gets you a ton of science. Like a ton of science. But that's 60 food and 60 metal. We can't do it yet. That's for certain. We'll collect the science. Let's get the ship moved first. Let's get all this built first. We're definitely gonna need another battery here. Okay, this just produced food, which should give us a backlog. We're getting another farm online as well. We're gonna leave the science ship where it is for the moment. I can't upgrade passive science yet. Passive science unlocks at tech level 3. So I need to research all the things on the outside before I can get intelligent lab. But I do have assistant promotion, which is a very important piece of research. Oh no, I built this the wrong way around. I can't delete it. That's gonna annoy people. Passive science of the planet, yeah, I want to pick that up. I want to complete this objective. Okay, this is online. Let's get another battery building, and that should be everything we need. And then I'm going to build a second crop farm, build it up to the same size as this one, and then start expanding both of them. And you're going to hate the fact that they're not going to be aligned, because I built this here and I can't build another one against the wall. Well, I could build it over here, actually. Hang on. If I do this, if I go... So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And if I build another crop farm here, like this, that would work. And then I could make it aligned, and that would make people happy. Do that. Yeah, okay, that will work. So this is one, hang on. What I'm suggesting is I go one, so this is, how large are these? So they are 4 by 4. So if I go, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hang on, let me put the roads on. I'm counting here. So this is 6, 7, 8, 9. If I build my second crop farm here, I can then build another 9 along here, and it will look really nice. That's what's important, right? The ship has to look pretty. Do I have a streaming schedule? I'm trying to stream Ixion at the same time for me it's Saturday right now, but it'll be Friday for most people watching in the US. And I do try and do 2 streams of Terra and Victor during the week, although I haven't been great at getting those because I've had lots of technical issues recently. Those are the only streams I'm doing at the moment, and then I'm doing YouTube videos. Okay, Sector 2 is really bad right now. We've got people starving, and we have not enough room in the medical center, so I have to build another infirmary, or people will get really angry with me. So we just need more food. Very urgently. So let's get this up and running. Did I set this as a high priority? No, I can't. It's annoying. I'm gonna build the battery first. We're at another one of those bits where things are just getting a little bit shaky. Hull integrity is only at +10 right now, but that's because we've got so much healed, I believe. It slows down the higher your hull integrity is, and also because we're just short on metal. Well, nobody's starving in Sector 2 anymore. Nobody will starve in Sector 2. Sector 1 should get its food delivery soon as well. It just takes so long to prepare the ship to move. Okay. Once this battery is done, we'll be in a much better position. Yeah, I understand. It's very hard for me to find a good streaming time for me as well. I need to sit down and do some proper mapping out of it this year. But I have a full-time job that obviously takes precedence. Or if I could stream at this time during weekdays, it would be great for me. But sadly, I work. But doing it on a Saturday works. But I can't do it every Saturday because I have other stuff going on. I have a very, very long D&D game that is quite a high priority for me. And that generally meet on Saturdays. So yeah, it's difficult. I realize that not having a regular schedule makes it harder for me to grow the channel, but I just do what I can. What I should be doing is announcing streams more in advance so that people know they're coming. But like today, I had stuff that was going to happen. It didn't end up happening. So I was like, oh, I can stream today, and that's why I only was able to put the announcement out quite late. I do announce them on my Discord, which there's a link to in the chat. So they are announced more in the advance there, the events channel there, which is something to be aware of. Okay, we're just waiting for this metal. I don't actually want to speed time up because I want to make sure this stuff gets done. This slowed us down quite a lot building this infirmary.
An accident has occurred in the tycoon.
If people stop having accidents, that would be great. I think I'm going to move the Calypso to the Pythagoras. Oh, I can't. They have to stay here until this is done. Cool. I'm going to speed time up just while we get through this little sector. Okay, everyone has been fed. Sector 1 does have an accident. Is it one that needs repairs? No. Okay, battery is built. We're almost ready to move the ship. We're getting another farm online as well. How are we doing for workers here? We have 10 workers free, so we can start to build our second farm up pretty soon. It needs 4 on its own, and then each field will need 4. Battery's coming online now. Our new crop field is being constructed. Let's start the construction of this crop farm. Okay, crop farm is online. Sorry that it's facing the wrong way. That's going to annoy everybody, but I can't really do anything about it. I could delete it, but I don't want to do that because I need the food. Oh, I'm the DM. I run the game, Zach. So I don't. My class is everything. The party is, at the moment, a homebrew monk, a multi-class sorcerer warlock, a duelist rogue with levels in barbarian, a artificer bard, and a druid. And they're level 8, no, level 9 at the moment. We've been playing for nearly 2 years. Okay, we're finding 2.1. We need another battery. Okay, we need to get another battery built. But we're almost there. And we're building up a food stockpile very slowly. Well, Sector 1 needs more food. We don't need more food. But we're going to harvest here, we're going to harvest almost 50 in just a second. Who, the druid? The druids are the newest player to, they're the only one who hasn't played D&D before. They're quite fun because they never shapeshift. It's really interesting. They pick druid so they can shapeshift, but they never actually shapeshift. Unless it's to do shenanigans. They shapeshift for shenanigans, they never shapeshift for combat or anything. It's a lot of fun. It's a fun game. And the rogue has only taken levels of barbarian for role-playing reasons. Because there was a paladin in the party, a multi-class fighter paladin who died a few sessions ago, and they were the will they won't they lovers of the party. And the rogue has started taking levels of barbarian since they died. Even though the rogue can't really take advantage of barbarian, they still like to rage in combat just to show how angry they are. The last thing the paladin said to the party was, okay, everybody, remember, no hero shit. And then proceeded to die as a hero. So they're very angry with the player. Okay, how are we looking? We are low on metal, which I knew. Which is the whole reason at the start of the stream I wanted to move the ship. But we have metal being produced. This farm is being built. Soon we'll have this online, and we can get moving. I can start deleting these. I can build the colonization center. I can get the colonists ready. It's happening. Slowly but surely. I actually need to find a source of silicon. I need more... there's one. There's some iron there. Oh, that's a nice. So I need more microchips to be made. That's quite important, actually. So it's just all about this metal right now. Which is coming through slowly but surely. I think, and everyone's been fed. And, well, everyone is going to be fed, but I think we've just had another harvest. So we're going to start building up a food stockpile. This is great. We just need to destabilize on food a little bit more, which we finally hit. I think once I've got this farm online and built 3 fields, I'll delete the whatchamacallums, the insect farms, so we can start building. Yes, I've played FTL. I've completed FTL with a couple of the ships, but I never had the time to do a full completion of it. FTL's a great game. As is Into the Breach, but I prefer FTL to Into the Breach. Yeah? I've got a lot of stuff on my plate. A lot of people want me to play Ace Combat next as well. I've obviously got to finish... High Fleet is the next big project. High Fleet is almost ready. I've almost got all the voting forms done. I've been firing away at them in the background. It's been a lot of work, but we're almost there on High Fleet. And that campaign's going to take a lot of the early part of this year up. I'm really excited for it. I have a special project, a secret project that people from Discord will know about, that negotiations are ongoing. It's whether or not I can monetize videos after doing this. But I would really, really love to surprise people with it.
A probe has completed its scan.
Well done, probe. Let's just get
An
it.
accident has occurred in the Typhoon.
So how are we doing for people here? We have 1 worker extra. So if I build a farm, but we can actually turn this off, and that'll give me enough workers to build, because we need at least 1 crop field here, or this is doing nothing. Oh, hang on. Let's turn it over. Okay, we're just waiting for this battery. This is the only thing holding us back. Yes, I'm very interested in Mars Tactics. I deliberately haven't watched the Splattercat video on it because I want to go into it blind. Project Women Max difficulty F14 only run. No, I've got a thing, Zach. I don't want to give too much away, but I've contacted a voice actor regarding my High Fleet run. But if I pay them to record some lines for me, because of the licensing, I may not be able to monetize the videos. So I'm just waiting to hear back. They're basically talking to their agent, I understand, or they're just not interested because they haven't replied to my last email. That's the case. The question. Thanks, Ragged. I'm glad you like it. So I'll do all the ones for this one along this way, and then all the ones for this one along this way, and that way we'll have 2 rows of... We'll have 18 farms that look very central. Sadly, I haven't got enough room to repeat it again, but that's a lot of food. Unfortunately, this one is the wrong way orientated, which is going to annoy me so much. I may replace it down the road. Okay, we just had a meal cycle. Everyone is foot up. That's awesome, Ryan. I may tap people for that in the future, but this is a voice actress that people on the channel will know very well. Again, it might not happen, so I shouldn't really say anything. It's also dumb for me to do it when I have such a small channel, but I like to... I get invested in things really heavily, and I like to do stuff like this. It's like the news report I did for Terra Invicta, which really didn't need to be done at all, but I had so much fun with the idea of it that I just had to follow through. We're just waiting on this battery. Pick up some more metal. Some more alloys. As soon as this is ready, we'll be able to charge up. Shh, Sparrow, shh. There is totally that crash test, and there's other projects where I would love to do that, but for this specific project, because everybody, like, I could not believe how much people loved Project Wingman. I'm trying to get someone from Project Wingman involved, but it just comes down to the licensing. I think it's going to be no problem at all if I don't monetize the videos, but it's whether or not I can do it. Makes a big difference, because that way the monetization will pay for the voice lines to be purchased. Because the channel doesn't make very much money at all, but it makes a little bit, like enough for me to buy a coffee every now and again, and I could put that towards a little bit of voice recording instead. Oh, this got damaged. Great, these alloys are locked behind an explosion. We're so close, everybody. 6 more alloys. Food seems to have calmed down as well. Five more alloys now, because I miscounted. I think we're like 1 off at this point. I just realized the speed slowed down. Oh, what's Drummer from? Why do I know that name? Oh, that's from The Expanse. Yeah, that'd be fun, but no, I cannot get someone like that. Just waiting on this literally 1 piece of metal. Come on, this 1 piece of metal. There's the iron we need. Okay, we just had a meal cycle. I really enjoy this. Nah, they wouldn't touch it for that kind of thing. I've contact. It's okay. It's all in hand. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. I shouldn't have said anything, because it should have been a surprise. So we'll just leave it and see what happens. Come on, build this battery. Okay, the battery is constructed. Oh, it's under construction. Now we just need to wait for it to fill up with enough power to get us to Cargo 39, which is 2.5 cycles. Although, actually, if we're going to get to Mac, we might just go there. Because in this sector we've got 3.1, in this sector we've got 2.9, that's enough for both of them. So it's just how much this charge this holds, which will probably be 3. Although we'll be a little bit under when this comes online. 2.2. What I want is for us to have extra food after a meal cycle. This is producing over 70 food now, by the way. And this is why these are a good investment. Okay, we're up to 2.6 power. This is almost fully charged. 2.7. 2.8. I think that's, if it gets to 2.9, we're going all the way. 2.9, right. 2.9, 3.1, 2.9. The direct route to Macar will cost us 2.8 cycles worth of power. We're going to Macar, everybody. Strap in. The Tycoon is moving. We are en route. And the crew, well, I don't know if you caught it, Spar. We actually had an event where the crew were partying that they weren't just eating crickets anymore. I actually really like this game. It really tickles. It really just tickles. It really scratches an itch for me that I didn't really realize I was missing.
But it's the same as when I played Frostpunk. I just get really into... I get very invested in the story of it, even though the story itself is quite ambiguous. Neil, that is a question I don't want to ask. Because it doesn't make any sense. A Taurus station makes perfect sense when it's geostationary. But when it has an extra effect of the thrust gravity, it must be these EKP engines must do something special. The sublight drive is called... Hang on. We can look at this up. If we go into space travel, EKP, electrokinetic propulsors. That's all we know. They're called electrokinetic propulsors. That's all I can give you. And it makes everything. It makes the station go into night mode as well. So next job is to get a couple more farms going.
Caution. Entering extreme low temperature environment.
Okay, so this is a cold area. So we're probably going to get a bigger draw. Hull integrity may be affected by weather conditions, but we're not getting a constant drain on that. That's fine. We're halfway to our destination. Yeah, I should have molten metal and they smelled it. It's just sloshing around the bottom of the ship.
Administrator, a new request awaits your attention.
New request. Where's our request? Here it is. Administrator, adverse space weather conditions cause severe damage to Ixion. Unless an objective of critical importance lies within, we should avoid entering affected areas using our EKP systems. A little rain never hurt anybody. I know for a fact that we need to come here, because we need to go and we'll need to dock with the Protagoras at some point. The most generic JNA for an ion drive, isn't it? Okay, we're almost there. Then we're going to build another couple of farms. We're going to get our colonists up and running. And then we'll be able to talk to the Protagoras. I might go a little bit over the end of the stream time today just to get us into the next system. But we'll probably be playing at a faster time speed for a bit. Because I want to get this system done in this stream. I don't want to be like finishing off here next time. Starting off here next time. Look at all the ships that are diverting to Macar. Some of them have a long way to go, unfortunately. And we're here. Cool. So hull integrity didn't take too much. We're not seem to be taking anything too drastic an issue from hull integrity. Iron drive is already pretty generic. It is, isn't it? So let's have a look at food. So at the moment we don't have food stockpiles. Global, here we go. The situation is surrounded by freezing mist. The hull and our EVA workers are at risk. We may, if we start taking damage from that, I will move us out. So let's get another couple of farms built, although we are in extra conditions right now. So I do need to get some more workers. But I think we're out. No, we're not out of. Hang on. Nope. I keep clicking the wrong button. I need to do this. I need to say... no cryonic pods in Sector 2. No cryonic pods in Sector 1. Max cryonic pods in Sector 3. Those affected people can go back into cryo storage, if only. So we do have some cryopods left in... Oh, where are they all? They're probably moving between zones right now, yeah. So I don't have a lot of people left. This is going to be a problem. We're running short on workers. This is actually going to be a really big issue. Oh. One due to our environmental effects. So have we already lost somebody to the freezing? If that's the case, if people are already dying to the cold, we're probably going to have to move out of here. We could move to Deville 59. That's not a bad place to be, although there's not a lot of resources around it. But if we're already losing crew members, I think we're going to move there. It's going to take us 3.6 cycles to move there. But we could move to Tatra V8 and then jump to Deville 59, because this is not a safe place to be. We are losing people to the cold, and I'm really low on workers, as it is. Wait, look at the ice around the ship. There's the sun, and there's the planet. Okay. We'll move on when we get to 1.8 energy. Oh, they're actually all charged. Let's just do it now. Person drives because you're doing EVA repairs during travel. So will we be okay? Let's hold for a bit and see if anyone else dies then. It's a space blizzard, yeah. Don't ask me how. to build another farm here. What we will be able to do is hopefully move some workers on from this sector. I just want us to have a backlog of food, and then I'll be happy to remove these. We've got 70 food here. Hang on. What is our actual food distribution setup? Okay, yeah, we are losing people dying. People are dying. No, it was an accident because this thing exploded. That's fine. If we go here, so we're currently stockpiling no food in Sector 1, 70 food in Sector 2, and 50 food in Sector 3. Well, this sector needs 44 food, and Sector 1 needs 28 food. So my food distribution has been terrible. So we'll set that to 30, and we'll set this to 50, so there's a little bit of a buffer. And we'll set Sector 3 to 20. So that means we actually should be good for food. So I'm going to go ahead and probably do something stupid, but I'm going to demolish these 6 farms. Why is that not working? Building dismantled, so there we go. So they're all set. There you go. They're all set for demolishing, and we're going to build our space colonization center there. That's a good question, Sparrow. I guess we just don't know how it's working. I just didn't pay attention to if I'm losing lots of people or not. We will free up some workers doing this as well. But I really want to get the Space Colonization Center online ASAP. And because we've got a surplus no, we haven't got a surplus of food though. Yeah, relief from someone died from an explosion at a freezing. That's Ixion. Sector 1 is no longer specialized in food. That's fine. That's Sector 3's job. Oh!
Happy New Year, Administrator.
Sector 1 was getting like one piece of bread. Happy New Year, everybody. We've been in space for a year. That was cycle 365. Yeah. I think it's just... Look, I think what it is the... what's the drive called again? The drive is just messing systems up. Like, just breaking physics. That's what I'm going with.
Solar panel badly damaged.
Okay, that is a problem. That is a very big problem. Let's get out of here. I'm going to move the ship to Tatra V8, and then we're going to move to Deville 59. Because this is too dangerous a place to stay. If we lose 2 solar panels, we can't power a sector, and then we'll have a really angry crew on our hands. New year, new horrific sacrifices, and loss of human dignity. Hey, they're not eating as many insects anymore. So the Space Colonization Center is quite large. I'm going to put it in this corner here. It is got a footprint like this.
An accident has occurred in the Tycoon.
Yeah, this is a problem. Let's get out of here. We can't afford for this docking bay to be offline either. I'm also going to queue up another... No, I don't have enough people to queue up another field, do I? I need more people. But we will have extra workers here. We actually have so many... We have so many extra workers in this sector. Let's move... let's move 30 workers from Sector 1 to Sector 3. Then I could build another couple of fields here. Yeah, we're losing so many crew right now. It's like we just hit a failure cascade. Yeah. Not eating bugs, but that's true. Constant, yeah. I'm not really focusing on the dystopian environment there, am I? We need to get out of here.
Solar panel.
Yeah, this is really, really nasty. I didn't expect it to be quite this bad a situation. Oh, it's the same solar panel got damaged. Which I just reset the repairs on. Fantastic. Alright, let's get the ship charged and get out of here. It's going to take how many? 2.4 cycles to get to Deville 59. How's food looking? Everyone's fed here. Yeah, food is looking good. Food is looking good. I think we're on top of the food situation. We need to get these cleaned out. Yeah, things are looking okay. That's really weird. I just noticed you can see little people standing around in the center here.
Probe has completed its scan.
Okay, we've got 3.3 power, 3.1 power, and 2.2 power, which I think is enough. 2.4, we need more power in Sector 3. 2.3 cycles, 2.4 cycles. Well, I guess 2.5 cycles we're on the move. 2.5 cycles, right, let's get out of this frost field.
Population transfer complete.
We just went on a little tour of the solar system. We took the long way around, but it's over. I was planning to Zach, yeah. Even though it's probably a dumb idea to do it, I'm probably going to do it. Okay, we've got one more farm to take apart. We've got 34 food stockpiled here. We have 22 food stockpiled here. And we have 24 food here. I think we're fine on food. No one's been nerve stapled on this ship. There's probably later technology for that kind of thing, Sparrow. I wouldn't be shocked or surprised. Okay, let's keep moving. Oh, we are really short on houses in Sector 3 all of a sudden. That can be easily fixed. Someone please finish clearing this out. At the moment they're just rushing metal to our repairing areas. How much further are we? We're not quite out of the cold zone yet. There's a lot of... Wow, this is quite a package of resources I found over here. No, the cargo ship's chasing us. Is anyone stuck all the way over here? No, that's good. Why is the Calypso back in orbit of the weird moon where the doppelgangers came from and not in orbit of Deville 59 where I left it? The Calypso isn't currently investigating an event, but it's not orbiting the right planet. This is the... Oh! I caught... Look, do you see that? They got caught. They just FTL jumped across the system. What is going on? Space is definitely haunted. Yeah, that wasn't weird at all. Oh, interested to see what chat thinks about what just happened. Okay, we need 4, that's gonna be a problem. Get some silicon to go. Right, okay, so Sector 1 needs to max out on electronics. Sector 2 needs none. Sector 3 needs none. Where in the system is Carmen Sandiego? A spooky seemed to happen there. I don't know what happened there. It was a bug, but I'm choosing to, like, pretend it wasn't a bug. Right, I'm going to build an advanced infrastructure here. I want to get Santa Slay to build that. That's the replicant ship, Sparrow. That is exactly it. That was the replicant ship that just bounced across the solar system. I think they're over there again. Yeah, they're here again. Here they are. They're still in orbit of Rodatansky DX79. Every time I check, they're back here. It's a bug, but it's a hilarious bug. It definitely makes things seem a little bit mysterious. Let's see if we can find any more silicon.
water. Actually, a water supply near here would be good. Let me just check my ships. Do we have anyone? I need someone to prioritize silicon. I actually probably need another mining ship. How am I doing for... Yeah, I could build another mining ship. I've got room here, but I don't have polymer storage here. What do we have here? Santa's Sleigh, Calypso, and Thor. Okay, here's what we'll do. We'll unassign Calypso, and we will build a new mining ship here, and we'll assign the Calypso to this dock. Yeah, Rotodansky, just to confirm for everybody, Rotodansky was where the crew were replaced. Oh, so the ship is moving at a speed that doesn't actually make any sense.
A probe has completed its scan.
So I'm going to get a mining ship that will prioritize silicon because we need to build... we actually really... We need to be harvesting carbon and silicon quite... Like, we need a ship that's just getting those. Although... no, that's fine. I've got it set up properly. Because, yeah, we can land carbon here. Yeah, that's good. Alright. They called home, they did. They got called home, I think. Colonization Center is underway. Exactly, and then no one forgets about the people that went missing.
Administrator, a new request awaits your
New
attention.
request. Here it is. The crew lives in anguish, having spent too long in a planetary system unsuited to our ongoing objectives, resulting in an increase in the severity of dead Earth sickness. Klein-Munchie algorithms suggest the Tycoon must continually progress his mission if the sickness is to be kept under control. So now everybody is sad. Everybody is sad. So I might as well start getting some DLS centers on board in all of our sectors, shouldn't I? And that'll deal with the sadness. Deal with the space sads. Can't quite fit it there. Put it here though. Let's just make this high priority. Wait until you see the Colonization Training Center. It's such a joke. Our mining ship is available. Okay, the Deltoid will prioritize silicon, then carbon, and then iron. Why was that paused? I didn't even realize that was paused. Everyone's a little bit low on food, but I think we're going to get some crops really soon. You're in 2.8 cycles, you're in 1.1 cycles, we should be fine. Three more metal. Your homes will now have more cameras and microphones installed. Thank you for your own personal safety and protection. Thank you for your cooperation. Dolos Corporation has rescinded all rights of individuals until the current situation is resolved.
An accident has occurred in the Tycoon.
What's going on, guys? Okay, the Colonization Training Center is under construction. They don't like the star system because it's a sad star system, apparently. I'm worried about food right now. Administrator, due to your continued indifference to the problems of Tycoon's crew, a radicalized group has caused explosions and fires to break out in several buildings within the station. Cool. Now people are rioting. Okay, I'm gonna pause the game. So this is the Colonization Training Center. It takes 1 electronics to train 15 colonists. I need 60 colonists. So this will take a few minutes. We probably won't actually be able to get as far as I was hoping to get, which is a shame. That's fine. That's for next time. Yeah, we need to get silicon deliveries back on board. Do we have a cargo ship actually that's picking up silicon? That's the other question. So the dismember is prioritizing silicon, good. Because this is our electronics factory down here, and we need to build them. I am no. There's no terror. What are you talking about? There's no terrorists on the ship. Terrorists on the ship? I don't know what you're talking about. This is everyone on the Tycoon is 100% devoted to humanity's journey through space and time. No such thing as terrorists. I don't know what you're talking about. How dare you make that up? How dare you imply that there could be terrorists on our ship? Okay, food should be alright. Okay, so we're about to hit a meal cycle. I think we're gonna get some people starving in Sector 2. We're literally 2 food off. Oh. Okay, we're fine. Before the meal cycle, everyone got fed. Good. Because I've been shuttling food down to the planet. So what we're waiting on now is we're waiting on our... Oh, actually, hang on. I need one electronics. Oh no, I don't need electronics in Sector 3. It's good. So we're waiting. We're now producing microchips again, which we haven't done for quite a long time. And we'll be able to start training our scientists, our colonists, as soon as that happens. 30 silicon makes one chip. So basically, one full hold of silicon will make one chip. One chip. I think. We've got enough silicon here anyway. And that'll let us build a DLS center and all these. So they're actually happy here because of the extreme propaganda, which I think is really funny. We're also out of crew. We can't wake anybody else up right now. But we've hit a good stabilization point at this point as well, which is good. We need to make sure that our water doesn't decline. If we have a mutiny, it's instant game over. So let's make sure that doesn't happen. That is actually how you get a game over in the game. Okay, we've got a chip under construction. It takes 3 cycles to produce one chip. Or is that a third of a cycle? 1 per 3 cycles, yeah. 3 cycles to produce one chip. Let's fast forward again. Because all we're waiting on right now is chips to be produced. And I've set this to auto-train colonists, because there's really no reason not to. Oh great, the electronics factory was sabotaged. Just as we were waiting for it to produce our first chips for us. Yeah, everybody has been fed, which is great. We have leftover food in this sector. And we're going to produce crops here in 6.7 cycles and here in 4.9 cycles, so we should be fine. They're not terrorists, they're just drunk. Well, I mean, there is a bar in this sector, so that could explain that. Yeah, game over at Hull Integrity 0. Those are our 2 main failure states.
An accident has occurred in the Tycoon.
Okay, this is getting prolific now. I don't really know what I can do about this. What are we about to research? We're about to research self-mining, okay. All I can do really is wait for chips to be built. Chip production is restarted. Look at this. We are maxed on metal in this sector. We had 200 alloys sitting here doing nothing. That's a good reason, maybe. They'd be like, oh, you know, it's really hard being a stock worker when everything breaks all the time. I'm going to build another field here. And what I'm also going to do, because it's really annoying me, is delete this field, rebuild it this way. The only thing I need to do before getting the Protagoras is I need to train colonists. I can't actually go to the Protagoras until I've trained the colonists. So we're just waiting on microchips to be built so that we can train the colonists. It's just going to take a little bit of time. The actual colony is built, I believe. The colony is just waiting on 60 colonists. 60, yeah, it's waiting on a little bit of food as well. Okay, we've built our first microchip, but that's probably going to go to here. Yeah, they're building the DLS center here, which is fine because making everybody happy will make them work a little bit better. Our next one is under construction. I don't want to go to full fast forward because lots of events could happen that I'm not on top of. So the meal cycle just kicked off. So you're going to produce that. This one just produced food. So food is fine. We are fine on food right now. Our population is declining rather than growing because people are dying, but we're not bringing anyone else online. We can now get recycling centers. Now we've got DLS. We've got these and everywhere. So we can now go for intense propaganda here. And now everybody in the sector is happy. What are you talking about? Terrorism? There's no terrorism. Dolos provides for you. Dolos is your friend. Believe in self-similar space. Big stockpile of silicon now as well. And then we'll start building up some polymers. That's probably what it is. It's probably Naomi messing around from behind the scenes. Oh, really, Zach? That's good to know. I mean, I don't need to do that right now, but that is very good to know. Actually, I kind of do. Because we are at extra hours here. What I can also do is turn off this... both these infirmaries full? Oh, that'll be fine. Once all the injured people are out of the infirmaries, we'll be good. Okay, that's another chip built. And it's actually gone to the... we're trading colonists! Hey, Daniel, how's it going? I seen you commenting on the High Fleet playthrough. Glad you're enjoying the Ixion as well. We have colonists being trained. Oh, Reno, that's really nice of you. I haven't thought about it at all. I have like super thanks and stuff turned on the channel, but it's not really for any reason. It's just because YouTube kept bothering me until I turned it on. I don't have a Patreon, no. Should I set a Patreon up? Is that something I should do? I've never really thought about it. Honestly, I've been kind of avoiding it because I'm worried about the tax. And also, I didn't think anyone would ever want to do anything like that. But you've really flattered me. Thank you. Do I very quickly before I forget? Do I have a ship delivering colonists? Yes, I do. Santa Slay is doing it. Good. So no, there's no Patreon. But probably at the moment, if you wanted to do something, which no one is under any obligation to do, probably the best way to do it at the moment is just do a super thanks. But I will look into something like a Patreon or something. I can also do channel memberships. So should I turn a channel membership on? I don't really think I can offer anything special for memberships, so that's why I haven't touched it. Because YouTube's like, oh, offer merch. I'm like, I'm not going to do merch. So I don't know. Anyway, we are trading colonists, and that's really exciting for me. So we did do this 4 times. We'll get there. I'm powering through the last bit of this stream. I want to at least get the colony established, and we'll go to the Protagoras before we end. That's my plan. Did you notice that I got really, not embarrassed, but like awkward there and talked really, really fast because I didn't know what to say? Yeah. No, I don't really know really what Australia does with Patreon, to be honest. Ko-Fi? Why do I know the name Ko-Fi? I know that from somewhere. Yeah, on YouTube's not too bad. I think you get 60 or 80% on YouTube. But Twitch is pretty bad. You don't get very much. Exactly what I think, Crash. I don't really have anything to offer at the moment, bar just I'm producing content. Which I do get monetization from people watching ads. It's not like nothing happens there. And that's afforded me to be able to look into stuff like speaking to Madeline about maybe doing some voice acting for me. So, yeah. Okay, we've got our first... We've got 3 colonists have been trained. Wait a minute, do I not have any non-workers? I have no non-workers in this zone. Oh my god. Okay, we now need to move non-workers into this territory. So we have... How many in Sector 2? I bet we've got loads of non-workers in Sector 2. Sector 2 has 216 non-workers. So let's move 60 from Sector 2 to Sector 1. So I want 60 non-workers to move over. Because there's only 15 in Sector 1. I didn't realize that. So we can't actually train anybody. That training trained 2 people. Ah, Zach, really? I didn't know that. Oof. The game, yeah, if you hit a downward spiral in High Fleet, it's hard to pull yourself out of it. I managed to do it in both campaigns, but really by the skin of my teeth. That is the scary thing. 8 crew members died in the last cycle. We are losing a lot of people. We just need colonists right now. We're having some problems here because we've got so many injured people. We're actually going to have to start building some more colonists. Okay. So now we have more colonists in this sector. They're now training them, which is good. How are we doing for housing? Housing is fine in the sector as well. But we need to feed more people in Sector 1. That's the only difference. The crew of the mining ship Zealot are now more experienced. Excellent. We have 4 people not able to go into an infirmary, I just noticed, but we're about to free up a whole ton of beds, so we should be fine without building another one. So how many colonists do we have on the planet right now? 12 colonists on the planet. Oh, Reno. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. So nice of you. Thank you. I will keep on keeping on if that's what you want me to do. I'm going to try and... We're going to get High Fleet up and running. We're going to get Terra Invicta completed. This is going to keep going. And we'll look into some more interesting games as the year goes on. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Reno, for the super chat. That's such a nice thing for you to do. I'm very humbled. And because I'm British, I find it very hard to accept donations or something like that. So it makes me very awkward. And you can already probably tell by the tone of my voice, I don't know what to say. But thank you so much. How are we doing on colonists? Another group's about to be... So we're just waiting for these colonists to be done. Then we'll fly on over to our good friend, the Protagonist, and see what's going on there. And that's where we're going to end the stream. Because it's Saturday and I want to hang out with my partner. But I'm also having a lot of fun playing video games with you guys. And girls. Jeez, another 5 crew members died. The crew are, like, we've now lost 37 people. That's a lot of people when there's only so many people, 1,000 people left the road. Really, driver? I did not know about that. Oh, because it goes to the App Store as well, doesn't it? We probably do need to actually look for some more iron. That's a very good point from Crash Test. It doesn't seem like there's any problems with them going through the frost. It's just going through this that's a big danger. There's a little bit of iron there. Oh, ooh, big iron. Big iron. Let's get that. We now have 12, so we're still waiting on those colonists to complete their training. They're about to complete. That's another 15 colonists. Yeah, so that's a good point. Donating, yeah, driver points it out. If you donate, if you do want to tip, which you do not have to do, there's no obligation. I appreciate it, but it's a very awkward subject for me. Doing it through an app, either on iOS or on Google, will result in you giving Jeff Bezos or Google money, because they'll take a cut of the donation. And one of the reasons I don't stream on Twitch is literally because I don't want to give Jeff Bezos money, so... Because he'll get ad revenue. Okay, we've got another set trained. How are we looking here? They still haven't been delivered to the planet. What is our cargo ship doing? It must be carrying them right now. Oh, they're sitting here. They're waiting to be picked up.
The probe has completed its scan.
There's the iron that was there.
You can implement a new policy.
But time is passing very quickly now, and I'm just kind of like, I'm a bit worried. Why is Santa's sleigh? Oh, it's waiting for a full load. That's what it's doing, I think. It's waiting for a full load of colonists before it picks them up. That's the only explanation I can see. So it's gonna be 6 more cycles. Yeah. It's why if you have Twitter Blue on iOS, why it's gone up in price is because of that cut. But it hasn't worked out very well because Apple just get more money now. I understand, Rito, totally. I totally get that. I would much rather, if I'm donating to someone, do it anonymously, or at least not like make a big noise about it. So I totally get you. Yeah, I'm with you too, Amy. I much prefer a private way of doing it. So I'll look into something. It's not something I thought would be a priority, but it sounds like it should be something I should investigate. If you have any advice as well, please join the Discord if you haven't already. It's a pretty chill place, and it goes through phases of being busy, then not busy, busy, then not busy, but in general, there's a lot going on there. If you play Dwarf Fortress, or like Dwarf Fortress, we have a community Dwarf Fortress game that is running in one of the forum channels, and you can read what's happened. I've named all of the dwarfs after people in the Discord, or people on my videos. I think the most important main thing is Teledan, the dwarf, got attacked by a giant owl and lost their hand. And I think it's Nathan got killed by an owl eventually. There's lots of going up, so I would check out the dwarf one. Also, we need people to play it because there's only like 4 of us signed up for it, and it's a good fun. So there is a community Dwarf Fortress game happening you should check out. If you haven't read one before, they're really interesting. All of the updates are pinned in the channel. Okay, that's another 15 colonist trains. That's the 33 colonists. It's about to happen. We're sending the colonists to the planet. Humanity is stepping further forward into the future. We are going to land some people on Deville 59, which looks like a really horrible place to live. We're just waiting for the ship. Calypso is now orbiting the right planet. Oh, they did it again. They moved again. I think that was actually because the colonists... Oh no, we're still waiting for 15 colonists. Yeah, I get you, Reno. I get you. I really appreciate it, though. Thank you so much. I'll check out Ko-Fi. I've never even thought about doing something like that before. I'll also probably need to speak to a finance person this year, because I was already hitting the threshold for reportable income, I think, last year. After a couple of big releases, the channel's been up and down, but like I never started the channel to make money, and like that's a really big thing for me. I wanted this to be fun. And I've mentioned before on other streams that this has been so good for my mental health. And that's my main progress with it. I want it to remain fun. I really want to get more community stuff going on. Last year I did a lot of streams with the community on Sundays, and I want to get that started again, because it is fun to hang out with you all and play games together. So more Nebulous Fleet Command, more Barotrauma, maybe another Carrier Command 2 campaign. That was so much fun, the Carrier Campaign 2 campaign. I really want to do stuff like that again. Stop having accidents. Once this colonist group is done, we are ready to go. We're good on resources. We have tons of alloy. We have now building up a stockpile of electronics. We've got loads of food. We're fine on water. We're in a really good situation apart from everybody being sad.
You can implement a new policy.
Just waiting on these calls. I'm actually going to go to super fast forward until they're done. And then it's 4 cycles to build the station. And they'll be the first humans that we've dispatched someone. No, it's definitely not a drag. It's never a drag. It's one of the most... I'm always excited for it. Always excited for streaming, for making videos. It's never ever a chore or a task. Okay, they're finally there. They're on their way to the planet. Finally, the last 15 colonists. There they go. That's them in this ship here, Santa's sleigh, and they've been delivered. That's it. We are now constructing the colony. We need to wait 4 cycles for that to happen. Carrier Command was so much fun. And there's been a few updates as well, and I think there's more mods now too. And like we were probably the center for Carrier Command modding for a little while too, while that was going on, which I'm really sad that dropped off, but it will come back. Okay, we're gonna complete this quest. Sorry for clapping near the microphone. I apologize for that. Then we're gonna move to the Protagoras. We're gonna get the first Protagoras event, and that's where we're gonna finish up the stream for today. But I will be streaming again as soon as possible. I want to get Ixion completed. I really love this game, but it takes a while. And it's fun to do it as a stream. If I wasn't just so busy in the evenings, I'd stream more often, but my partner doesn't like it when I stream too often because I don't get to hang out with them. And that's fair.
they just picked up God of War Ragnarok, which I haven't finished God of War yet, so I'll be playing that in my free time. But they are upstairs right now playing Ragnarok. I'm surprised you haven't heard it in the stream, actually, and they're having a great time with it. Oh wow, tons into RimWorld. If you play RimWorld, Dwarf Fortress really isn't that much more complicated. Yeah, you have a dwarf. I hope it's okay, by the way, that I've dwarfed people. I just wanted names, and don't worry about the personalities of dwarfs or anything. I didn't look at the personalities when I was grabbing names. They don't reflect anybody or anything like that. But it's cool to see that people are checking out the playthrough. Please comment in the thread and stuff as well. Yes, boy. Our house has just been boy for quite a while. Also, getting a hold of a copy of Ragnarok was actually really hard in Australia after Christmas. Really hard. They ended up going to like 6 different shops in the city centre before they found a copy. But they did it. They got it, and they're playing it now. Yeah. Just wait for this to tick down. At least the station is mostly quite stable right now. We're not worrying too much about any resources at the moment. We're just building resources up. All resources are on the increase. 1 cycle left, pretty much. We have 200 food stockpiled. We need to use 85 units of food per meal, so that's really good. Alright, we're almost there. I'm sorry we didn't get through the whole system in this stream. I appreciate you all hanging out as well. It's great just to have you along for the ride. There's nothing I like more than just chatting away with chat while I'm playing. It really makes my day. And seeing the same faces, like the same names reappear, I really like it. Alright, the temporary test colony has now been established. The colonists will periodically transmit reports of their progress. This will provide us with valuable field data. If you dislike the video, I'll cry? Well, yeah, I probably would. The team across the Calypso will leave Deville 59. Okay, let's send the Calypso to the Protagoras. It's happening. We're finally about to find the Protagoras. The Protagoras, to remind everybody, is the more advanced, the better made, the secret project version of the Tycoon. This was the way that they were going to actually move humanity. They have a more advanced drive than us, or did, that doesn't damage systems when they leave, although looking at the state of the systems, I'm not so sure. All we know about them is they were hunted by the UN. Their mining ships were destroyed, their transport ships were destroyed, and they're now frozen in the ice with no signals being broadcast. So what are we going to find when we get to the Protagoras? That is the question.
A science ship has arrived at its destination.
We are holding position next to the Protagoras. Its hull has been ripped open and its exterior systems are severely damaged. Although the outer superstructure appears to be more advanced, its similarities to the Tycoon are striking. To access the station's main computer systems and retrieve the Vol coordinates, we must first break through the ice and get on board. It'll just tick up science over time, Crash, and we'll make sure we pick it all up before we leave the system. However, I am going to leave the fate of the Protagoras for next time. I appreciate you all so much. Thank you so much for joining the stream. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you have a lovely weekend. I will see you very soon. And I'm going to end for now. But again, thank you so much. I'm just going to save the game. You'll see me save it to make sure that I have saved it. New save. Stream 3. I hope to get this series back on track like much more often. But for now, I am going to go. Please check out the Dwarf Fortress playthrough if you haven't already. It's really fun. Sign up to take control of the fortress, even if you're a complete newbie. I've never played the game before. Just do it. It's hilarious. But yeah, I'm going to have to go now. Thank you all so much. Have a great one, and I will see you very, very soon. And yes, I've got to keep you coming back for more Crash Test, of course. I will see you in the next stream.